what is second priority, what is the third priority, and we started to build this massive infrastructure with many things at the back end and quite an extensive list of the front end developments as well. And that led us to certain disagreements internally, ideological differences in terms of the direction of the company's development. And this is what happened recently. We had a Roman, who was our gaming producer, who left the company recently. It was ultimately because we had disagreements, ideological disagreements. And that's okay for the business to have these ideological disagreements. Like, business has to go where the majority of co-founders and business partners feel it has to go. So just to give you an idea, Sidus Heroes is a startup that has a philosophy of being creative and try to inspire our team to build something unique. We cannot become bureaucratic and consider ourselves a blue chip of the gaming industry, and see ourselves as a well-established company. We're not. We're still a startup. We are still a company that is trying to find its direction that will bring all of us a big success. And it comes with its perks and obviously challenges, but we are getting there. The majority of business partners decided to change the direction of the project, and one of them is, for example, interaction between games and modular economy and other things that are not applicable to the other games out there. Not many, obviously. Maybe there are some, but I haven't seen many projects that actually share the same idea. Progress will not be as rapid as you might like, because we had a decent flow of errors and issues from the previous processes, so we have to fix them. Because if we just go into the action right now developing new things, there will be a massive tail of issues that have not been fixed, and you will complain, right? So we want to be happy, and we want you to see the progress. And the progress, one of the key progress metrics is an ability for the team to fix problems and to fix issues that you've experienced in your previous gameplay journey, or you suggested to us to fix, right? So we have a huge list of fixes and improvements from your side and from the internal side as well, and we are going through it. So our Artyom Pachev, the executive game producer, is actually working on it. There is a link to his Notion. Sure, many of you had a chance to look at it. Hopefully you will keep engaging with this particular tool, because it will give you the latest information about the progress of certain features getting implemented into the Sidus ecosystem. Game development itself is an extremely complex process. You can see Star Atlas, Illuvium, Godzilla, like they're all developing stuff. Like Star Atlas has such an ambitious project that it's still developing it yet. Price is not performing well or something, but it doesn't really tell us as to how much progress have they done already, right? The same for us. Like, we're not performing extremely well in certain things, but we know that certain things will take time, and then once we get there, there is a high chance we can do extremely well. And if we do extremely well, everyone is happy. Then we would not complain. All the assets will have a nice leg up, and then things will substantially improve from the usability and the feedback from our users as well. It's important to say that our project, right now we are naturally growing. We don't have hundreds and thousands of users, but we're not overhyped like other projects out there. If you look at projects, let's say Decentraland, etc., they have their own challenges, right? They have their own challenges. If you look at their current, I'm just looking at the Decentraland market cap right now, it's $888 million right now, right? It's a project that is numbered 99 on the coin market cap, but their daily active users is tiny, right? During the bearish market, it was 74 active users. I'm not really sure how many active users they have right now, but sometimes the price and the market cap does not really justify the actual product itself or the number of users within this product. Sometimes we see like Neon Heroes that recently launched with being top 30 project on the Epic Store with hundreds and thousands of users, but their market cap is only $27 million, right? So you ask yourself, well, where is the logic here? You have a project that has hundreds and thousands of users, and then you have a project that has 100 users a day, and the market cap does not really correspond to the reality. This is what it is. Like, we can't fix things like that. So if you are here for the speculative nature of cryptocurrency market, unfortunately, we can't help you. We can't help you because we don't know what actually works and what doesn't in terms of the recent hyping and in Notcoin things and Pepe and meme coins industry and trends. What we know for sure is that if we do develop a decent game and we try to bring that to players, things will improve substantially for you as a user, and you will definitely start enjoying the game because there'll be more users, more competition, more tournaments, and more visual satisfaction once the game is good and it's built properly by the team. So we've made a significant progress in the various of different areas, and we've built a solid foundation. We've developed a lot of components for the open world. We've developed different game mechanics that you will see very soon in Xena. We've built a lot of different assets that will be used inside of the games. And this is now the task for Artyom Pachev, the new executive game producer, to integrate these features into the cohesive experience within a clear time frame that aligns with your expectations. We have a well-defined structure with clear roles and responsibilities now, right? So once again, I highlight this point because this is important. If the company has a proper structure, everyone knows its personal responsibility and the role as well. So we are now getting to the stage when finally, from the startup, we are transforming into the well-structured company with clear roles and responsibilities. Once again, we're still the startup, but from the structural point of view, we had its time to handle things properly. If you look at the other projects, they're still trying to handle it. It doesn't matter how big is the project. If it's a Gala coin or if it's any other project, they're still struggling internally sometimes. Sometimes founders get apart. They don't share the same objectives. You look at DAOmaker and Ape Terminal, when the founders fight with each other legally, etc. So it's a normal thing for a company to take time to structure it properly. So now we're at the stage when we are structured properly. Finally, we got there after so many years, and we are now confident in our ability to do well. All right, so we are fully committed to delivering those features, developing new gameplay elements with the captive, both existing and new audiences, and bringing the project to the stage where we can implement a stable and systematic marketing strategy as well. Because without the stable product, there is no marketing that we can do. Like, if we're going to bring new audience in and we're struggling with an existing project or product, it will definitely fail. And it's just going to be a waste of money for you and for us as well. So once again, without a well-defined gameplay mechanic that allows us to leverage mass market channels like Steam or Epic Store, we will struggle to find and attract sufficient interest from the gaming community. The project has around 110 so far employees internally. We have a nice, we have a treasury that is sufficient for Sidus to operate for the next year plus. If there will be a need for us to attract new investments, there is a range of investors that are interested to invest in Sidus. We have a very strong list of potential investors that are interested to participate in our project. Not so long ago, you've seen the announcement that DWF Labs invested in us, and a similar range of partners are interested to invest in us. We just don't take everyone on board because there has to be a really good reason for them to get on board. So with DWF, for example, we get a lot of exposure to Telegram, and this is where we definitely need a lot of help, and these guys are great because they are working with Stone Foundation. They work with very good projects out there. So DW is very useful. Besides the money they bring on table, they also bring us a lot of connections and network we need, right? And they will help us with the Sidus pad as well, because these guys are tremendously well connected when it comes to the deal flow. So the deal flow for Sidus pad is important because if you want to find a good project that I can, take and pass on to my due diligence team, then for the good projects, it's really hard to get allocation. It's pretty much impossible, let's put it this way. For the retail person, if I'll just be a regular person like you guys in the crypto space, unless you're the CEO of a big company, it would be hard for you to get a location. If you just approach a project that is well established, that has a lot of hype, and everyone wants to get in. So we tend to come to these projects with an idea that we can help them. And there are quite a few advantages we possess, right? So by having such an extensive expertise in game development, we can come to the gaming projects to offer them advisory and help with certain game improvements, because we were able to understand what actually works and what doesn't in the Web3 space. And this is a very important skill to have. Not many companies possess the skill to understand which influences actually work, which influences do not bring any impact whatsoever, what game mechanics are good, and what game mechanics you should remove and not even spend too much time on it. What are the latest trends? Where can you get into, like, for example, Telegram to get as much exposure as possible? You could build a game, for example, but nothing prevents you from building a clicker, let's say, that will grasp a lot of attention from users like Notcoin users and Hamster users and a whole bunch of other projects that are available in the Telegram clicking section as well. So there are a lot of things that we can potentially bring as a value. And this is what makes us different from all the other launchpads out there, like CityFight and ChainGPT and many others. So this is a good thing, because we come not as a launchpad, but we come as a game development company. So we have a clear idea as to what works, what doesn't, and that's a very appealing thing for many game projects out there, because many startups, they have no idea, like Engines of Fury. I met them in Thailand. These guys are great game developers. They've been building games like Warcraft 3, with The Witcher, and some big names in the traditional gaming space, but in the Web3 space, they have not much experience, right? Now they do. They're getting better and better because they're very smart people, but previously, like, they need some mentoring. They needed some mentoring from us. They needed some mentoring from ChainGPT guys. They needed some mentoring from some other organizations. So that was a very good symbiosis, or like synthesis, when we helped this project to fix little things that are important for their TG and post-TG stage. That is a good project. Like, they haven't done 10, 20, 30x, but who does these days? Like, there are not many projects, unless you're a meme coin, that actually does many X's. I mean, Notcoin did extremely well because it got supported by Ton Foundation and some big market makers like DWF, but their idea is very clear. If Ton Foundation wants to see Notcoin to be successful, just because if they make it a big success, they're creating a trend in Telegram. And then if Notcoin is successful, then there will be a whole bunch of companies like you see now getting into this space in Telegram, starting to build these clickers, and that's increasing the number of users and increasing the number of developers on Telegram network. And that's a good thing for Ton. That's why Ton is constantly going up as well, because if they keep pushing certain projects in the Telegram space, then there will be more and more people joining in. So their strategy is very, very clear. Unfortunately, we don't have this magic character that can grab our hand and show us the miracles and push us to the stratosphere and show us the moon, right? So we have to build everything ourselves. Despite the fact that we have connections with Stone Foundation directly, we have connections with a lot of big players in this industry. Because of the size of our company, and it's not too big, but it's already decent for them to look at us as potential competitors to their existing startups. For example, they want to see microcaps doing extremely well in comparison to like a decent established company joining their ecosystem. And it's harder to move us. Like, we're not flexible as if you work with a startup. With a startup, you can really get in and tell them what to do, and they will follow all of your instructions. With us, it's already a structure that is operating and building, and we're not so flexible. So that's why they're being very cautious with projects that have already been established. So yeah, but we're still searching the way, right? And we will find it. We will find it. There is no doubt that our project will find this unique gem or special game mechanic that will attract, thousands and thousands of users. And Telegram is one of these things that we've been building. You've seen it yourself. We've been building in Telegram for quite a long time already, and we are about to release another application that you will be happy to see. The only thing I can tell you is, while everyone is building clickers these days, we will be building a special application that will be helping these clickers, and it will definitely get us a lot of traction. It's like in Australia, back in the gold mining days, when there was a gold rush, everyone was trying to find the gold, and the companies actually been selling equipment to these gold miners. They've made most of the money. So the same for us. So we see this as a big trend right now, and the Western companies are still waking up because Eastern companies are understanding how much hype you can get out of the clickers. But in the West, there is not so much understanding as to what's happening in Telegram. So they're just moving into this space, understanding it. So there will be a massive hype moving into the Telegram very, very soon, potentially. I believe it will happen. And we will be at the front line of this hype and the trend as well. So it doesn't mean we're fully concentrating on Telegram. You have to understand that the technical development is divided into the sub-teams. So we have a team that is looking after Sidus and only Sidus. We have a team that is looking after Xena and all the products that come along with Xena. We have a team that is doing a Tambazar. We have a team that is building experimental things mentioned by Dmitry Andreev, so which is including the mazes, and there is another game coming up from their side as well. Cosmic Gears, that was also done by the experimental department, along with the Frank Miller partnership, right? We have a team that is looking after the other developments that you will see very soon. I don't want to sort of disclose too much because of the confidentiality, but there are a lot of things happening right now. So we've split it responsibilities, and we now have a decent number of team members in every of these departments to be efficient and build what is required for the market. So you will start seeing a lot of things. It will take about 2 months, two or 3 months, I would say. But you will see huge improvement with Xena. You will be able to test it yourself soon. We will be getting some testers to test our new game mechanics and completely new re-changed and remastered way of playing Xena. It comes with new animations, new skills, new maps, things that you've never seen before. It's quite exciting because we've been testing it already. There are so many things now that is just overwhelming sometimes, but it will be very, very cool experience for you as well. It's already in the process and it will possibly be released, I would say, by the beginning of August. Okay, that's an estimate timeline. Tambazar is also getting remastered. We understood that we've spent so much time on optimizations, so much time. And I'm being very honest with you guys right now. We've made a big bet on the browser attack, and we still believe in browser because it's access to the mass market. But recently, we saw such a big trend in Unreal Engine 5, and Unity space that we thought, hey, well, we have a browser shooter already. That's fine. We can just put it aside right now, finish it off, just so it's polished and nicely made. But why don't we create a game based on the lore book of Sidus that will also be built on Unreal Engine 5? I know I've been saying things that are not related to Unreal Engine 5, but my team and especially executive game producer told me that we have nothing to lose to try, because we have such a fruitful and juicy lore book that we've been able to build in the last 3 years, and you can go and read it yourself on the Amazon. Go and type in Sidus book, and you will be able to download books. Just read these books. It's so juicy. It's so nice when it comes to the storyline, that if we take this storyline, the planets, the monsters, the characters, and put it into the into this Unreal Engine 5 shooter, it will be quite exciting product to see, at least to say. So we're aiming for Helldivers 2 style game with Sidus characters, monsters, planets, and things like that. There is a special Unreal Engine 5 team now working on this particular product. We've already made and drawn some monsters. We've already made some characters. They will be obviously coming from Tembazar. But the product itself looks very, very juicy. The picture is just amazing. So once we have the product that you will be able to test, or first we'll release the trailer, so you will be able to see how it actually looks, but then you will be able to test it yourself, and you will be making a call. Is it the right direction we go to? So we're not going to go into the full action and spend millions of dollars developing the game that you want to you don't want to play. Like, we've placed it on pause. We don't want to do business this way anymore. We want to build games that are playable and enjoyed by the community. So we will do a special acceleration now for about 3 or 4 months. Release the first part of the product, give it to you to test. If we get a positive feedback, if you like the game, then we're doing something right, and we will continue on the development. If you are completely against it, we haven't lost too much, because the budget that we've allocated for this particular development is not too much, but it's enough to make the first stage of the development, because so much stuff has already been made. Like, in the last 3 years, once again, we've drawn so many characters. We've made different types of spaceships, already 3D models that can be implemented into the Unreal Engine 5. We've made different landscapes. We've made flora and fauna factors. We've made a lot of bosses, pit bosses, that are just amazing, just to see if you can make them in Unreal Engine 5. So everything has, like, a lot of stuff, not everything, but majority of it has already been drawn and made. It's just sitting in Figma and in our archives, waiting for its time to shine. So we thought we need a product to combine it all together, because we've made so much stuff, but we can't put it in browser right now because there is a limitation. Once again, I'm not against the browser, but this optimization is driving us nuts. It's like we've spent 60-70% of the time doing optimizations with browsers instead of actually spending this time to develop games, which is just ridiculous. So we changed mind, and we decided to go towards the game development itself instead of spending so much time on the optimizations. Because browser, unfortunately, let's face it, it's still a very unstable space, which struggles to have consistency with browser optimization. So every browser update, it makes us suffer, because they release the update, we have to change things again to achieve the stable FPS, to achieve consistency with the ping, achieve our API work with servers and stuff like that. So it is a very, very big challenge, to be honest with you. Going back to the Sidus pad stuff, we don't do magic stuff. Sidus pad is not about making you 100x, right? What Sidus pad is designed for, it's designed to select really good projects, and projects that have a long-term horizon. So we check their business plans, we check their metrics, we check their game. We only select projects with the existing product. So we don't even touch projects. We haven't developed nothing. So that's not an option for Sidus pad. The products have to have something to click, to test, to see the metrics, to see some retention if there is one from this particular project. We check their, obviously, team background, we check their KYB documentation, passports, background of their companies and stuff like that. So we try to select the best. We have a special due diligence department that really works on selecting the best of the best. And we have a long range of different projects we can choose from. We have a deal flow from, Neo Tokyo, from Alex Becker's side. We have a deal flow from a whole bunch of other business partners we work with, Chain GPT and Decubate and a whole bunch of others. So it's like hundreds and hundreds of different projects, but only few of them are really good. That's what we are trying to identify for you. One of these projects will do extremely well. One of these projects will do something extraordinary, but majority will do just a normal average return to what you see in the market right now. There are not many extraordinary launches. Even the project like Neon Heroes or Across the Ages, do you guys remember how much hype was around the cross stages? Like how many players they had, immutable acts, we've been pushing them, etc. Their market cap sitting is at $13 million right now. $13 million, right? Which is like, it's not big. For the project size and for a number of users they have in their game, it's nothing. For Neon Heroes, once again, number 30 on the Epic Store. These guys created games like Halo and some other big names and have a market cap of $26 million, right? So there was not many access these projects did for their investors. There will be projects, and we'll definitely be bringing some interesting projects from DePIN, from AI segments, not just gaming orientated. So don't worry, we are working on that. There will be a lot of projects for you to choose from. Now, let's move on. Regarding your trust and your support, we are committed to rebuild our relationships with you. I know we had some people who lost the confidence in us because we haven't released certain features that were promised, etc. I do apologize for that. On behalf of the entire team, we had an ambitious plan, but not everything goes as planned, unfortunately. Now, our primary focus is on achieving our set goals and implementing these features, the ones that were promised to you, streamlining various processes that were promised to you. We try to achieve this progress and these milestones. And once again, you now have a Notion as a list of features, major ones that everyone has been complaining about, and you will start seeing the progress in these features development. So we're determined to discover, we're determined to finish the existing work that has to be finished, to make sure everything is polished and works, nicely. But at the same time, we're determined to discover that gem, the revolutionary game mechanic that will send shockwaves throughout the industry as well. So we are doing two different things right now. We're polishing and fixing, and we're trying to search for this new mechanic that will, get us a lot of traction and will get us a lot of engagement from the Web2 and Web3 communities. We are dedicated to work tirelessly 24/7 to bring this project to life. We collaborate with industry leaders, top-tier funds, and have established numerous partnerships throughout the journey itself. For example, recently we've announced a partnership with Linea, right? Consensus, MetaMask creators. We have amazing relationships with these people. We work with them. They're very happy about our performance. We are getting constant positivity from their side, and we definitely looking forward to their success. Layer Zero is another business partner we work with. They've promised an airdrop to our users, who actually used our bridge, right? Which is great. Like, this is a great news to you as well. If you've been transporting your tokens from Ethereum to Linea, or from Ethereum to Binance, or from Binance to Linea, then you will be eligible for the airdrop from Layer Zero, which is amazing as well. I mean, you get free tokens. Nobody knows how much these tokens will worth, but that's the great news. We have met some great people from YGG. We've been able to achieve a lot of things last year and this year as well. So many people believe in us, right? There's some established companies, Web3 venture capital funds, people. There was no company that came back to me recently in the last 7 months and complained about us. I know people complain from the retail side because they want to have 100x in a single day because they haven't made millions of dollars out of Sidus or CNET, but major entities out there that actually work with us, Animoca and Hashkey and Shima Capital and MrBeast and a whole bunch of others, nobody came to us and said, listen, we are not happy about your performance. You have not delivered to what was promised. Nobody has approached us in such statements. This is a good indication. At least we have a full support from the community in the Web3 space when it comes to the entities and companies. Now, we do not get a full support from our own community sometimes, and I totally understand that. Now, what we kindly ask you to do is just to give us some time and be patient and understand that we try to navigate throughout the complexities of this project. we have a lot of things to fix. We have a new executive game producer, not a new person, but a new executive game producer, because some of you been saying, oh, it's not a new person. He's been in the company for 2.5 years. Yes, he's been in the company for 2.5 years, but he's a new executive game producer and the co-founder as well. And he has a long list of things that he needs to go through and fix, right? So let's give him some time, because he's not a magician. He cannot fix things overnight. Neither I can. I'm not a technician. I am not going to make any assumptions anymore. I will just be talking facts. And facts will be coming from our executive game producer. If he says that the CNET withdrawal function will be operating next week, I'll be coming back to you and saying, this is when it's happening. All right? Do not, smash us with request as to when it will be happening. It will all be in Notion, and it will all be in the announcements or coming directly from my side, right? It's enough for us to make empty assumptions and stuff that is not working, right? Because we assume, but things work in a different manner. Like we assume it's going to happen next week, but then next week something breaks down and we have to spend 3 days fixing this problem. So we have to get distracted from one process and fixing the problem that has just arisen recently. So in that case, once again, I kindly ask you not to support us, not to love us, but give us some time. We'll be fixing things. We'll be trying to make you happy. Once again, it's not going to be 100% support or love from you guys, but at least it will be at 70% of our audience that will be happy to see the progress and the milestones achieved, right? So we will try to be realistic now. Things like we will go for the stratosphere to $1 is gone. It's not going to happen anymore. We had enough of that. Now, the current challenges we face are ultimately leading us to a brighter future. We remain steadfast to our pursuit of becoming a unicorn company. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, every startup wants to become a unicorn, right? Drawing inspiration from the Silicon Valley, that invest in a whole bunch of different companies and try to find this unicorn. We understand there is a trend in the Silicon Valley. They invest into 32 startups, and only one startup becomes a unicorn. That's the statistic usually. They invest in 32 companies, and only one becomes a unicorn. So we obviously wish and we want our project to become a unicorn, but will it happen or not? We don't know, right? So I kindly please asking you to stop asking us, will it go to a unicorn market cap? We don't know, but we want this to happen. And to make it happen, we need time to build products. All right, so we will try to achieve it, definitely. In the crypto space, in the Web3 space, what we've realized, and many of you realize that as well, you don't need to build another Hogwarts Legacy on PlayStation 5, or don't need to build another Genshin Impact in action RPG category. Sometimes you can build a simple game like Temple Runner, or even style like Angry Birds, or a Notcoin, a clicker, a simple, we call it short apherines emotions, like it's a hormone of happiness. When you click on something and it brings you a short-term happiness. So this is why Notcoin got so popular, is because people are speculating on the airdrop and they're just feeling happy that they're wasting their time for something that will bring them money, right? So they're literally watching the TV and clicking on it. So they found this unique and interesting mechanic that became a mass market right now, right? Simple process, simple mechanic, but it made it a unicorn company. Well done. Congratulations to these guys. So we still have a lot to learn from others, but we've realized that, okay, well, we have a few things. We have this massive, ambitious goal of building this open world with a lot of different interesting gameplay experiences. But at the same time, nothing prevents us from experimenting and searching for this unique gem like Notcoin did, right? And hopefully we will find it. Because if we find this unique gem that we will build ourselves in Telegram or browser or somewhere else, and it brings us 100,000 players, we can easily redistribute these players among all the other games that Sidus possess, right? So if we have this one source of traffic, this traffic will be redirected to the major number of games within the Sidus universe. But the main objective is obviously build games that we've already built. So remaster them and improve them substantially. Let's talk about things that are happening right now in terms of the development. So the first feature is a hero upgrade center, which has already been announced, right? So the team is nearing completion, and it's currently focusing on creating a hero upgrade center where you can unlock economic levels by investing your accumulated resources. These economic levels will allow you to earn tokens, project tokens. We'll then observe how the entire module economy circulates, how many people return to the project, and how many of them start to utilize their NFT cards. So because all of our production chains are operational, we need to bring them to life. So the Hero Upgrade Center will be the first such platform. Accordingly, if this product proves successful and these chains are activated, it will unlock more card potential and connect new collections to this distribution method, right? So we will be testing it along with you. You are obviously will be one of the first testers. So your NFTs that you possess right now from the Genesis collection are very, very valuable. Don't let them go easily. People who are selling them, they don't understand what is coming, right? Because they will be attached to this Hero Upgrade Center, which will be redistributing Sidus according to the value of your card. Token withdrawal through the Binance and Linea. To move away from Ethereum, obviously you see the gas fees are fluctuating. We have Binance and Linea, Binance Smart Chain and Linea, right? We are seeing a tremendous popularity of these services right now. So many people actually bridge tokens from chain to chain. So we're planning to introduce more chains, right? Because we work with Layer 0. Our project is omni-chain. We'll definitely have more abilities for you to transport it from place to place, as well as deposit and withdrawal from the Sidus gaming ecosystem as well. So that will be a part of the entire infrastructure that we are currently building using omni-chain functionality. Sorry, I'll be talking a lot today, so please don't get bored, guys. Hopefully I will be answering many of your questions because there are a lot of information for me to share. So I don't want to sound boring, but it is what it is. I have to share that information with you. Not many pictures today because Discord is a dinosaur's technology, so I can't really share pictures with you at this particular channel. Next time we'll try to make it a different one. Station Kit. Station Kit introduces a comprehensive set of functionalities that will serve as a cornerstone for our metaverse ecosystem. This versatile tool will enable us to seamlessly integrate various projects into our metaverse, expanding its reach and enriching its offerings. So Xena will serve as an inaugural project for Station Kit implementation. That will be the first project that will be integrated. With the introduction of Xena Station, players will gain the ability to interact with their metaverse resources and embark on the construction of the first module elements as well, right? This is why we're pushing so much Xena right now to release these new game mechanics, because we believe this is something that will be highly appealing to the mass market in the Web2 space, because the game mechanic is quite interesting and fruitful. As you may have noticed, the personal cabinet with Xena, where you can view your accumulated resources and make payments, has already laid the groundwork for Station Kit. So this personal cabinet will evolve into the central hub for Station Kit, aggregating various projects within our metaverse. Our primary objective for further scaling our metaverse lies in seamlessly connecting diverse projects. Okay, so eventually we'll have a lot of projects connected to each other, as it was promised and stated before. While this infrastructure level solution demands significant time and effort, we're approaching the final stages of its development. So you can be assured that we've done a lot of development already, and it will be happening within the next few months. Okay, the Station Kit will be fully operational, enabling you to operate with Xena and some other activities within our ecosystem. Following the successful pilot of this Xena planet, with its module economy, we'll be ready to onboard any external projects and internal projects as well. Okay, so we'll be starting to connect a lot of projects externally. We'll be integrating Sidus token into their ecosystems, so you can start using, for example, Sidus token in, let's say, potentially, I'm not saying it will happen, but let's say Engines of Fury, right? if it will bring the benefit to them and the traction, and it will bring benefit to us as well, because the token will be used not just in the Sidus universe, but also in the other games as well. Once again, I'm not saying it will happen with Engines of Fury. I'm just saying it's an example, but I'm just giving you an example to understand how it actually works. We have a lot of interest in this particular feature. The Butler. Currently, upon accessing play.sidusheroes.com, we enter the Needham station, encountering the Heroes Collections Quest modules. This approach concentrated a significant amount of work into the single point of presence, recognizing the limitations of this centralized system, right? So we've decided to embark on a separation strategy. So there will be a Needham station, which will remain a central hub for managing resources and the module economy. And there will be a Butler that will have a transition into the classical game model, becoming a standalone game, and currently migrating to Unity. Okay, so we are now starting to use Unity to get away from optimization challenges into a much more and well-established set of tools to speed up the process of the development. By the way, the Butler will be launched not just in obviously browser, but also in Telegram, which will be super, super cool. I've seen already the actual game. We played it. It's looking fantastic, and it's going to be all on your mobile phone. Imagine that. You go to your Telegram, you just get into the Butler, you play the game, you see your resources, and you will be able to access your module economy as well within the mobile device, which is super cool. This is what we need for the mass market, to get away from this PC browser experience to the mobile experience. I mean, we always have to accept the fact that mistakes can be done, but we have to learn from them, right? And otherwise, we're a dump not to move further. So we are learning from mistakes, and we definitely need mobile expansion with the Butler and the Needham station. So that will be a cool feature, because Station Kit, you have to understand, Station Kit is developed not for browser now only, but for the entire range of systems: Unreal Engine 5, Unity, mobile, for Telegram API, Play Canvas, Babylon, and some other WebGL technology. So it will be a universal tool which we can connect to a range of different infrastructural solutions and products as well. Now, crypto mechanics, while we initially thought it's effective, do not provide long-term engagement for users in crypto projects. We see people wait for airdrops. Once they get an airdrop, they walk away. It's a natural behavior of crypto enthusiast or crypto user. They're constantly searching for financial benefit, which keeps them loyal to the project. Once that happens, many of them leave the project and go and search for some other opportunities out there. Not many actually stay with the project. So you guys are considered to be super loyal, and we thank you for that. We are very appreciative of your loyalty, despite the fact there was a lot of negativity around certain features. We are very, very appreciative of your support. Promises, farming incentives, gamified tools, retain users only until the task at hand is complete once again. A truly successful game project must have captive players through the instinct fun it delivers. Okay, so we see the problem is the Web3 industry haven't had a guideline as to how to build the proper and most popular game in the Web3 space. When we launched, there was no guy who came to me or any of our co-founders and said, listen, this is what you have to do to keep your Web3 users constantly engaged with your project and supporting you 100%. Nobody knew that, right? So it doesn't really matter if it's a Star Atlas, if it's Across the Ages, Neon Heroes, Illuvium, whoever, really, name it. Alien Worlds. I remember this project was huge, absolutely huge. Simple Butler, Alien Worlds. I'm just interested, what's their market cap right now? Actually, sorry, there we go. It's still holding well, actually. It's $88 million. But they're all the way down, right? It was #1 game on Binance Smart Chain. It was an on-chain game, and everyone thought they're the gem of the Web3 game industry. They found a unique secret to become popular. But like time passed, and nobody talks about Alien Worlds anymore, and it doesn't have as many users as the other games out there as well. So hype is dying out, and it's not something we can rely on. So we've learned a lot of things from our experience. And once again, we have to cope with this experience and mistakes. Certain mistakes were done. We had too much attention to the Web3 space. Now we have to go and understand what are we good at. We are very good at Web2 traditional gaming industry. So we have to keep building games that will be appealing to the classical gamers, and the Web3 space will be an extra bonus, right? So once we have a lot of gamers and players, and you guys are happy because you have someone to play against, then there will be a next stage when the Web3 emphasis will be getting into the action. So we have to have a traffic flow first, and then we are connecting a lot of different Web3 utilities and mechanics. Now we're trying to combine it. So we try to get this unique source of traffic as well as developing Web3 tools as well. So it is a very challenging thing, once again. Consequently, all our projects right now are undergoing a phase of exploration to discover their core and innovative gameplay mechanics. Once again, Butler is currently being developed in a separate branch using Unity. Upcoming builds provided by the development team will be tested by you guys, right? You will be testing it on Windows platform, leveraging the experience gains that you had from previous Xena to expedite your experience and expedite our build production as well. The next update for Butler 2 is expected, I believe, within a month or 1.5 months, so plus minus. So you will be seeing it very, very soon. Xena, Xena had a remarkable journey, right? From the initial idea to operate a product across multiple countries, we've witnessed the grand launch in India and the Philippines, along with integrations into the major platforms like D-Game, right? Once again, if you ask me, was it a successful journey? Was it a successful experience to work with D-Game? D-Game is a well-known company and platform in the Philippines, for example, and Indonesia, right? They told us they will bring hundreds and thousands of users into Xena, but it didn't happen because people prefer games like Axie and anime style plus minus, but they don't really like much about strategies for some reason. So it didn't really click, and nobody could tell us that unless we try, right? So we had our time to test it and see how it goes. It didn't work out. Through our experiences with both Xena and Needham, we've learned that relying solely on NFT earnings and automated gameplay doesn't retain crypto players. That's the fact number 10, 12, whatever. The team's primary observation is that the passive abilities designed to engage users were quickly exploited, leading to short-lived player retention. Initially, we had a great retention. Retention went down because people started to exploit certain things. Consequently, the team has embarked on developing a new core mechanic, active abilities, and a revamped deck. While preserving the essence of the existing gameplay, we're transforming the player's interaction with the game board. Instead of passively waiting for a storm to pass, players will now engage in dynamic, fast-paced gameplay empowered by active abilities. This shift promises an accelerating gaming experience. So you will definitely like what you see. The team prepares a build, refining it through basically going through testings and feedback approximately in 3 or 4 weeks. And then a 3-month development phase will follow afterwards. So once you will start testing and then give us the feedback, then we'll go into another 3 months of development. And then once it's done, then we will be introducing this project to targeted audiences in Facebook, for example, and some other platforms to gather key metrics. And then if metrics are positive, we proceed to develop seasonal content, marking the project's green light for further advancement. So integration of all our metaverse activities ensures expanding the project's reach and engagement as well. So Xena has a very clear plan, the same as Butler, and it just follows the pathway it should have followed a long time ago as well. Tambazar. Tambazar is progressing remarkably, and our development team has embarked on an incredible journey as well, right? Once again, we initially began developing the game on one engine, then switched, so we started from Play Canvas in Babylon, switched to another, and now we're iterating it on the concept of using Unity WebG engine and some concept from Unreal Engine 5 as well. However, we've realized that with our current team and circumstances, we cannot fully achieve the goal we've had initially envisioned, right? So therefore, our Tembazar development team is transforming, major of our processes onto the Unreal Engine platform, the one that I've mentioned to you. And in approximately 3 months, around end of August / mid of September, you will be able to assess whether the team has successfully aligned with the desired concept. We'll open the development diaries soon to the community, and we'll provide insights to our progress and ongoing efforts as well. You will be able to see the development that has happening with the Tembazar, which is a big part as well. We have an exciting idea, and we are eager to share it with you and our players as well. So we will be seeing a lot of updates about Tembazar. Once again, it's not that at all. Every single games that I'm mentioning to you right now, they're going through a remarkable change. Okay, and you can take my word as it is right now. Our team is adopting a new workflow that focuses our engineers and developers specifically on project assembly. So we're setting aside Station Kit and the team responsible for game design and build optimization will solely concentrate on these aspects. We'll first develop the core, followed by a lot of tests. Then we achieve the metrics, and we'll integrate the game with all the metaverse activities, including events, resource farming, and more. This crucial change eliminates dependencies between build-producing teams. Currently releasing a Butler update also affects the module economy and vice versa. So if we just release the Butler in a new shape on the browser right now, it will affect the module economy substantially because it will affect the formulas, mathematics at the back end, etc., etc., etc. So it's very, very interconnected between each other. That's why the separation is essential. And it's transitioning from developing a single large and complex service to focusing on game developments, game mechanics, and different theory testings. And this is a good news to you as well. Imagine you build one product altogether, and it's like getting out of control in a way because it's just so much. Or you separate it, and then we understand how much money do we need to put into every of these particular departments to achieve the success, right? So if we have Butler that is only concentrating on Butler, the Butler team is only concentrating on Butler, it will give us more efficiency to you and to us as well, because we know that we're spending money and the team is fully concentrating on Butler instead of team doing Butler and the module economy, which was a nightmare for us. So once again, these decisions are done by the new executive producer, game producer. So everything I'm telling you right now is all decisions that are made by the executive game producer, directly from him, okay? I'm not making up stuff anymore. Now, a few things about the R&D department. The R&D department is focusing on extending our existing products towards creating new trends and following the trends. And Sidus Maze is one of those projects that you will see soon that is currently setting up a new trend. It's going through a lot of improvements and changes internally. The initial version was changed substantially, going through a lot of things. Upon visiting OpenSea, you will encounter an NFT card. Okay, on this NFT card, there will be a simple click, start. Right? Maybe many of you saw the video. You saw how simple it is. So your NFT card would not just be a useless picture anymore, but it's the actual application itself. And so you have an NFT card, and these NFTs will be dropped. The conditions and terms will be shared with you a little bit later, but obviously many of you are loyal to us and have some NFTs on hand. They will be getting these cards. Let's put it this way. So you will get this card. A card is an application itself. When you access this application from your MetaMask or you go to the OpenSea, once you sign the transaction, you will see the start button, right? You press on start, you sign the MetaMask transaction, and you get into your own game directly from the OpenSea interface. This is like mind-blowing. Like I've never seen anything like that from any project. The actual NFT is an application. Okay, it's not a monkey face anymore. It's not some sort of algorithmic AI picture or something, but it's an actual application which gives you control over your own game, right? The crux of the concept lies in the fact that upon acquiring an NFT, you actually gain an ownership of the entire game content and logic. Okay, so you become the sole proprietor of the centralized game development with all content stored on the centralized server as well. So the game becomes yours and yours alone, independent of any ties to our company. So this particular approach is quite innovative and highly individualized experience as well for you guys. So Sidus Maze is a hardcore, logic-driven survival game where you take the role of the rescuer or navigator, and you have to navigate through the gloomy labyrinth and mazes in search for creatures trapped within the forest of the fields and these mazes. You will unlock these forest fields, collect characters, and guide them to evacuation zones. Your ultimate objective is to rescue them all. Simple, but not as simple as you think. And the prizes will come as well, right? So every time you log in, the game will be interesting, playable. Once you get sick of this game, you are more than welcome to place it on the marketplace and sell it to another player. And there will be a lot of tools for you to use as well as an owner to even customize the game in the future. So that's what I know from my personal experience. When I talked to Dmitry, he said that he ultimately searches for an opportunity to make you an ultimate owner in many different angles. So you can customize stuff inside of it. So when you sell it to another player, he will be seeing a lot of surprises that were not a part of your game initially, which is a cool thing, right? So as you go through the labyrinth and mazes, your oxygen levels deplete, right? So your task is to effectively manage the oxygen distribution among the characters and yourself as well, transferring it from one to another as needed, ensuring adequate oxygen supply for all the characters, because it's crucial, right? If you don't supply the oxygen, the creature will die and you'll lose the points. Each character possesses unique traits and abilities as well. Additionally, you will encounter guardians patrolling the mazes, and evading their pursuit is essential for your survival. It's a pretty cool game. You'll definitely love it. Each NFT card is a collection that will feature a unique composition of characters, leading to diverse and engaging gameplay experiences in terms of strategy and logic. Every maze will present a fresh challenge and require a different approach to conquer. Beyond the rich content inside of these games, an arcade-style progression awaits as well. The mazes will gradually increase the difficulty, culminating in a hardcore challenge on the final levels. We're pretty confident that the intensity of these final stages, that we are ready to offer a substantial. So basically, the team is super confident that this will be an exciting stage for you once you get to the final stage. That will be some substantial rewards inside of it once you reach them. So you can join the actual whitelist at the sidusmaze.com right now. If you go to the sidusheroes.com website right now, you can actually go and leave your email to sign up for this unique opportunity to test it first before anyone else. So what happens once you've conquered all the levels? To extend the gameplay experience, we're planning to introduce a play-to-earn cycle. By validating your NFT on the Sidus Maze website, you will gain access to tournaments where you can fight against the maze itself. If you successfully rescue all the characters, you will receive a reward. If you fall short, you will lose a small amount proportional to the number of characters you managed to save. These concepts are still in the sort of preparation phase and will be further refined once everyone receives their cards, explores the interactive NFT technology, and provides the feedback, obviously from team, and feedback from you would be highly appreciated, because if you like the concept, the platform will start to get evolve and become bigger. Obviously, this is the first concept. Once you like it and you spread it across your friends, and you talk about this platform and you give us a good score, then we'll definitely proceed further to develop it further. The Telegram space is important for us. We're eager to commence prototyping our project that we're currently preparing, and we'll be releasing it to you guys. The Telegram mini games are hyping up right now. As you can see, Telegram is slowly creating a hype around its technology the network in general, and there is a large number of users that recently joined the Telegram just purely for their gaming experience. So we are working on the interesting application that you will see soon, and I'm sure you will definitely love it. Okay, now let's go to the questions. Sorry, I had a lot to say. Hopefully it covers it partially. Yeah, in simple terms, long story short, we are working our asses off, guys. Like sleepless nights. I'm literally sick right now. I have a fever of 38 Celsius, and it's just like working nonstop. Doesn't matter if I'm sick or not. I have to deliver to what was announced before. So I'm pushing the team as hard as I can, trying to spend money wisely and hire people only if we need them, and not to overhire people and have some crazy expenses. Company is being very consistent now, emotionally stable, and very, very positively energized overall. The team is just having an unbelievable energy right now. I went to Thailand recently to see our team, because that's where many of them are located, and I was just surprised by the number of ideas and inspiration people get out of developing Sidus, because they love what they do. They really do, and they really want to see this project to be a big success. Many of them buy the tokens, many of them buy the assets themselves, because they are big believers. Yeah, I mean, we don't want to disappoint anyone, and we don't want to disappoint ourselves as well. So our job as the co-founders is to build something that will have a legacy, and we'll definitely get there. Now, questions. There are 9 of them. Let's go for all of them. When will be any solutions to the shipyard? It has been a long time. Contributors want their loyalty from the investment to this module. And what about shuttles? When will we'll be able to build them? Let me open the answer from my game producer around this question. Okay. So, now with the shipyard module, we are preparing certain tournaments, and obviously Butler is getting prepared and stuff like that for you to be able to earn some extra resources to complete the shipyard, because the shipyard, I believe, has not been completed as yet. Has some resources to be contributed to complete the construction. I haven't checked it, to be honest. I have to find out, but it seems like it has not been completed. So the shipyard is an essential tool of the entire universe. A shipyard is necessary because that's where the transportation and logistics will be happening between different games, right? So when you have Xena, that will be launched along with the station kit, then the question is, how do you transport progress from Nidum to Xena? That's what shipyard is the answer to it. So because we don't have planets as yet, whatsoever, like we have separate games, they're not connected to each other because the station kit is not there as yet. Station kit is such a massive infrastructural product that it's like building the game itself. We've been building it already for 2 years. 2 years, like it's like building a gaming blockchain. It's like building its own linear blockchain. The station kit is a huge thing, because the beauty of station kit is that once it's developed and launched, we can take it literally to any game out there and say, listen, for example, we come to Star Atlas and say, we like you guys, we love what you do, let's collaborate together. Here is a station kit, here is an API, you just connect it, like you could copy paste this particular code into that backend code that you possess. Obviously, it has already been checked, there is an audit report for the security, etc. And then this particular module will appear in your game, right? And your game can generate a particular resource that our players can go and get from your game. And they will also be able to invest Sidus, for example, or Stina tokens or other resources to complete a particular module on your side as well. So maybe Star Atlas decides to create a separate module that will be working as a partnership module between Sidus and Star Atlas. Let's say, once again, I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm just giving an example, right? And this is how StationKit is basically a separate infrastructural solution that can be connected to anything out there that is Web3 related. So we can literally connect it and it will work perfectly. It's like its own blockchain in a way that will be connected to our omni-chain functionality. So this is the beauty of StationKit. It can be connected to any game studio, any game publishing company, etc. So we can literally take this product, walk around the market and connect hundreds of different games to our universe. Yes, there will be different storylines that have nothing to do with the lore book or Sidus, but there will be separate games, right? But you can connect them to launch their own modules and, connect our resources with their modules and their resources with our modules as well. But then the shipyard is going to be like a mini software that will work along with the StationKit. So because it comes with certain mathematics and calculations at the back end. So the shipyard is a very sophisticated tool that has to be launched properly. It's going to be like a little game in a way, or a game. Well, eventually it's going to eventuate into the open world game where you will be driving a spaceship. But at the start, it will be like more of a, I think 2D game where you will be operating your ship from one planet into the other to get to the certain location and then transport certain items or characters to another planet. The executive game producer is working on it. Like, I can't give you the time frames right now, but it's already on the Notion list. You will be able to see there. And hopefully it will be happening soon, because we have a big list of priorities, and shipyard module will be one of them, and it's a very important one. So we don't want to launch it for the sake of launching it, because not many people will be using it, right? So if we launch it right now, there will be no benefit to you whatsoever, because what's the point of launching it if there is no other planet to fly to? So we have to launch it with the planet that is attached to the StationKit and the blockchain of Sidus within the StationKit. So try to be patient, please, guys. When will be the CNET withdrawals available? Once again, it's in the Notion list. It's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen in September, end of September or later, but it should be Q3, hopefully. Okay, that should be launched, because we are launching it along with the updated banking facility. There will be an important improvements of the existing products that are already up and running, and we want to make sure that existing banking facility is scalable. So once we start to see a lot of traction, we want to make sure that it's stable and being able to process thousands of transactions. So we need to scale it a little bit up in terms of its capabilities, and we're currently working on a big solution to it. So it will come along with this solution. So CNET withdrawals, improvement to the banking facility and stuff like that. That's what I've heard from the game producer as well. When is the next event for the apartments? It will be announced. Definitely, if game producer decides to launch that, they will launch it. Like, I don't have that information, to be honest with you, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's thing that is important, and we are fully aware of it. So we will definitely keep you in the loop. The accumulated X seats part of the workbenches and other stuff as well. It will all be used in games and different processes of our universe as well. Once again, once we start releasing new features, these little things start to be used by you guys. Apartments, for example, will be like a game as well. I can't show you the draft, but it's in the development as well, right? So the apartments will be like a game where you will be interacting with the other players, will be growing stuff in your apartment, will be interacting with each other, going to each other to see each other apartments, and using your seats and workbenches to build stuff and a lot of stuff. So it's like a separate game that will be a part of this apartment use case, along with all the other assets that you've been able to accumulate. just had a call 2 weeks ago with executive game producer. He actually showed it to me, how it's going to look and how is it operating. So once it's ready to be shown to you guys, we'll demonstrate that to you. Once again, I'm not making stuff up. I'm just saying what it was from my first impression and how it actually look. So it was a separate game, apartments and squares and characters and users walk in these apartments, can leave and go to the other apartments and stuff. So it's like pretty cool concept, actually. I like it. Any CNET plans? There seems to be different attention paid to Sidus and CNET. This project is not about speculation. Once again, if you're a speculator and you're here to ask me the question when the CNET and Sidus will get pumped and increased in value and stuff, I'm not answering these questions because I'm not able to give you some financial advice. I have no idea whatsoever. I do know, as a matter of fact, there will be a lot of use cases for CNET once we start launching these extra features. Once we'll launch the Sidus, Safe Station Kit, and we'll be interacting with the other projects out there. There will be many, many more use cases for CNET, and especially when the political system will be implemented in Sidus as well, which will be an important part of this universe, because once we have space travel on the spaceships, once we have apartments, once we have guilds, once we have political control over certain decisions of the certain regions of our universe, that's where the CNET will start to play an important role. Until that point of time, it's all speculation. So like right now, I cannot speculate about a Sidus either. Will it go up? Will it go down? I don't know. Like it's the market who decides the movements of these tokens. So once again, if you're looking for a project with quick profits or pump and dumps or meme style approach, you're more than welcome to go and search for them. I'm not here to make any judgments around these movements. Will be good to know if in the AMA is some news about economy modules, when Xena ARC royalties will start. Well, I've already answered the question as well as others. So all of it is in the process, and will be announced once it's ready. But I can assure you these are in the process already, right? All of it. Everything that you see in the Notion, it's already considered to be a very important priority for us. To be developed as soon as possible. We have limitations. We don't have thousands of employees in our company. We have a limited budget. Keep in mind, we haven't raised, like other projects did, hundreds of millions of dollars. We only raised a small amount of money, $17 million. Just to give you an idea, to develop a single game like Godzilla costs you around $100 million. Just to give you an idea. That's a shooter, okay? On Unreal Engine 5, $100 million, right? We've only raised $17 million, and it's been already 3 years of the development. Okay, so we're doing pretty well. Like we've survived the bearish market. We're still here. We're still building, and yes, it takes us time because we cannot scale up very quickly. But the fact that we're getting a lot of interest from people like DWF Labs and some other top tier 1 VCs, it means a lot to you guys and it means a lot to us. If there is an interest coming from these companies, that means that they see, once they obviously see the presentation and what's happening inside of these companies, see a huge potential in us. And if they see a potential in us, then we are moving into the right direction. I couldn't say that possibly a year ago because I had some doubts myself. That's my personal observation. But it is what it is, right? So we had to learn from many different mistakes. And the bearish market was not something we were prepared for as well. Like, nobody cared about games during the bearish market at all, no matter how good you are. Like Sandbox, Decentraland, Illuvium, Star Atlas, Sidus, doesn't really matter. So those projects actually survived. They had a time to improve their efficiency with money spending, with KPIs for their employees, with hiring efficiency for human resources and stuff like that. So we were able to set up processes very efficiently right now. And thanks God we had that experience, because now we're running like a proper organization with all the necessary tools to do well, hopefully. Now it's time for us to build games to make you happy. If you're happy, then we're happy as well. This is why we build these games. We don't build them for ourselves. And I mean, it's pathetic to say we build them to make a profit. Like, the team is holding the tokens. Like, all the founders that you see on the board, we haven't sold any tokens. Like, we keep them, right? So I'm a big believer in my project, despite the fact that I've been in this industry for a very long time and I'm running a range of different businesses as an entrepreneur in the last 10 years. this project is my biggest belief, and I'm doing everything I can potentially to make it a big success story. Once again, I'm not a game developer. I can't tell you magic things that things will happen overnight. But once again, as a representative of this company, I see I see the eyes of my employees and the inspiration that they have inside of them, and I see that you tell these people something and they will make it happen. So they're very, very motivated to make it happen. So, and I have a strong faith in my team for sure, and all the others as well. So no matter how challenging it is, we'll get there. We're building, we're dedicating everything we can, and just to give you an idea, Artyom Pachev, the executive game producer, he just had a son that was born like literally a month ago or so. He's like 24/7 in the office with his son, like feeding him, playing with him and stuff. Like his wife is in the office all the time and stuff. He's spending all the time in the office trying to make you guys happy. He understands the responsibility. He understands it's not easy, but he signed up for it, and he's 100% confident that he will make it happen. So that's why you have a direct communication channel with him right now. You can see the direct list of things that were mentioned in the Notion. So hopefully now transparency will be something that will make you feel safe and have a peace of mind as well. Because if information comes from my side, I'm not as a game developer able to tell you accurate stuff. But now I have a game producer who is able to tell you accurate stuff. And if he makes a mistake, he will cope with this mistake, and he will accept it as it is, and he will publicly say that yes, we are struggling to execute this feature. It has to be delayed. That's it. End of story. So we will try to create transparency and consistency when it comes to the communication, as well as that. We'll try to do these AMA sessions together with you guys at least once a month, perhaps, hopefully. But things will go faster now once we get closer to the first releases of the remastered Butler and Xena and Tambazar and stuff like that. And keep in mind, like, we have a TG application coming up very soon, and there is a lot of great stuff coming up soon, guys. So I'm quite happy and excited to share these updates with you. That will definitely keep you positive and highly motivated by our project. But I mean, I don't want to sell it. I want to show the results to you guys. Like, I'm not here to sell you the idea anymore. It's in the past. Like, we had enough of it in the crypto space. Now it's time to really deliver and make things happen. Like, see the real products, see the real traction, see the real appeal from the users that they like something or they dislike something. Any feedback is great, positive or negative, doesn't really matter. So good times, times of stability, and we kindly ask you to wait a little bit more. That's it. Just give us some time, and we will start hopefully making some good impressions on you guys. And hopefully I've answered some of your questions today. I do apologize if I haven't answered some of your questions. Maybe I haven't covered certain things that you are interested at, but we can definitely keep it for the next AMA session. We thank you so much for your time today, and wish you a lot of patience. And be strong, guys. Like, strong hodlers and believers usually have to win. So I'm the hodler and the believer, and I do believe in my project and the product and the team as well. And I believe in you guys as well, because you are very loyal, very supportive. Once again, criticism, feedback is great. Like, we read all of your messages, we listen to you. We get all the messages directly from our communication manager. We have daily calls with the entire team, with managers and our support management as well, that answers your questions in Discord and Telegram, and we are fully aware of many of these things. Cosmic Gears, by the way, where we've finished the filtering from bots, so there were a lot of suspicious activity. We've prepared a detailed report as to how we've judged this activity based on what factors and what were important for us to see to make the real, like, selection out of the real users instead of like bots and stuff. So we had a pretty cool tool that allowed us to see if SIM cards were recent ones, if these bots were created recently, if there was an inconsistent number of attempts, or if like we had some users, for example, that played the game and had a consistent result, and then in the last hour they've increased their result by like 10 times. So that means that someone just bought a couple of SIM cards, made a couple of Telegram bots, and he's been, keeping the same record, and then in the last minute, he sent the function by the Chain GPT guys to this bot to to increase the result in a short amount of time. So we've identified a couple of people that used AI as well, using their bots, which is not good. Like, we want to make sure the watches come to the real winners. There are 10 watches. All of these watches will be redistributed fairly, and you will see the videos of these redistributions. So it will be a randomizer choosing the winners. Nothing stays to the team. Don't think we're hiding anything. It's everything 100% transparent. And we want to make sure you guys get these watches. So we will select the winners. There will be videos of 8 watches getting obviously redistributed among the 8 winners, and then 2 watches getting redistributed among the 2 winners of the 300K lock and the NFT activation as well. And you will see it yourself. The video will be from a well-known randomizer, not like edited by us or anything like that. It will be a very clear video with a selection process. So everything has to be transparent. To gain your trust and faith in us, we want to make sure that even this activity, to be honest with you, was not successful, because we had more expectations from our business partners, especially from Bybit, but unfortunately it is what it is. And to be honest with you, we're losing instead of making anything out of it. But it is an experience, right? And we want to make sure that you are happy. If you win the watches, you will be wearing them and knowing that, you got these watches from Sidus for playing fairly, and we want to make sure that we deliver to what was promised as well. So we will select the winners, and then we will be asking you to provide some documentation. So you will need to send some documents to our legal email. And then once we get these documents and your address and some IDs and stuff, then we'll pass it on to Frank Miller. And Frank Miller will be sending these watches in boxes. They will be dispatching it directly to the winners, to their addresses, depending on the location. So they will be sending it to the local dealer, the one that is obviously trading watches. Could be, depending on your location, like if it's Australia, America, Europe, China, Russia, and then this dealer will be sending it to your address. That's what they've explained to us the process will look like, but that's their responsibility. So that's what they have to do. But yeah, there will be details that you will see yourself, and you can take it from there. That's pretty much it from our side, guys. Thank you so much for your attention. Hopefully, once again, I've answered many of your questions today, and I'm looking forward to get more questions from you. Please don't hesitate to send us as many questions as you want next time when we'll do this AMA session. I'll try to get more answers for you, because these questions were just recently sent to me, so I haven't had a chance to get a very detailed answer from a particular co-founder for a particular question. I've just answered these questions based on my experience and what I've seen before in terms of the internal testings and stuff like that. But it is everything that you've asked us is in the development process. So yeah, it's a step-by-step process. Fixing things, releasing features, fixing things, releasing features, fixing things, releasing features. So just need a little bit more time. Thank you guys, and have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.